Zoo.
Top.
Zoo top. Zoo. What does the Z stand for?
Zenith?
Zenith of Origin. That's what it is. Anyways, here we go. Top right-hand corner. The red Protoss player from China, from Zenith of Origin. It is top. And down in the bottom left, the blue Protoss player from the Evil Geniuses. One map away from going up against Major in the winner's match. It is HuK.
Top recently played in the Neo Star League as well, which is one of the biggest national competitions in China. He made it to the quarterfinals, but there he lost against Courage. Courage went on to lose against Jim. And then Jim went on to lose against Tut Ming, which I think was a little surprising, as Jim is supposed to be, you know, the god of everything, including China, and he's supposed to win national tournaments. But Top has always been kind of consistent. He played last year as well in WCS China, where he plays reasonably well, at least high enough to make it back then to the Continental Finals. But the Continental Final was just floated with like 8 Koreans who were all extremely good and all played Protoss. Or it was even 16 or something. It was just such a crazy tournament. It was very stacked. It was basically WCS Korea all over again, but then with a few other countries. But still a lot of very good Korean Protosses. And Top wasn't really able to shine or excel in that tournament back then. But a lot has changed. We're a year further, and you can see that the Chinese player is just getting better, and better. And Top is representing China very well today. We saw Maxat make it to the round of 16. Jim did not make it to the round of 16 in Season 3. And today we will know if we're going to welcome a second Chinese player or not. Or perhaps we're going to welcome our first Mexican or our first Canadian. One of the three, man.
Either way, somebody is qualifying for the round of 16.
Maybe 2. Maybe even 2. But Tasia, no, I cannot even imagine that Tasia would not qualify.
It's hard to even fathom him in the losers match. Proxy Pylon already down for.
Yep. Somewhere out there, Mausmana is clapping right now. He's like, yeah, I do this all the time against Terran. This is extreme danger. In general, HuK scouts a lot though by an early game. He doesn't scout immediately, but as soon as he is one stalker, he is going to scout. And if he's going to find this target, at least I think it's going to be a target. Anything else would be super, super, super surprising or weird. And he's going to be able to prepare himself against that Oracle. That would be so massive.
Stargate is down. Stalker is on the way for HuK. Second Gateway is on the way. He will be able to produce 3 Stalkers. In general, these 3 Stalker builds are very good against early game aggression like this, but it all comes down to the scout, like Kevin already said.
Yep, if HuK just like scouts a little bit over here on the north and then runs across the middle of the map with his 3 Stalkers and his Mothership Core, and then an Oracle flies in, that could be that deadly moment that he doesn't have that 4th and 5th Stalker yet. We will see. If HuK finds this with his Stalker, with his very first Stalker, then he's going to be so far ahead.
It's just hard to believe that he's going to find it. This is a well-hidden proxy. I think normally we see proxies hidden in the 3rd base or maybe behind the minerals of the 4th. But all the way over where the 5th is an uncommon spot indeed, and HuK is already crossing the middle of the map.
But I mean, that's what he did last time as well with his first Stalker. He goes a little adventurous. Maybe this probe if he sends via the south side. So far, no signs yet of HuK scouting this. But even if he doesn't scout it immediately, if the Oracle arrives on an unfortunate moment, it could still... you know, HuK's probably just going to pull workers immediately. Like, even if he loses 3-4 workers, I don't think it's the end of the world. But if he loses 7 or 8...
What is there back home? There's only the Mothership
Yeah,
Core.
but that's enough to be safe for so long. He's going to get additional gates. Like, oh, this Oracle is gonna...
and it's gonna be a bad feeling for HuK. He's gonna immediately cancel whatever he was just building, maybe a Robo.
A Robo.
It's gonna give him a little bit of extra money to start new units. But man, it is gonna be a brutal series of probe kills here.
6 probes. That's a lot. Not a devastating amount. HuK's going to try to force out a really early photon overcharge. Stop knows this. He doesn't want to use it too early, but I'm afraid he's going to still have to use it pretty damn soon.
He's just got 1 gate. 3 Stalkers in his... He has to cast photon overcharge. If that pylon dies... Okay, there it goes. Photon overcharge.
This is an early photon overcharge, though. Really have enough protection, because basically it's going to be 3 gates against... well, eventually it's going to be 4 gates, but it's going to be 2 gates that are up right now. HuK is actually forced to warp in defensively. I think that Top will be able to buy enough time for himself.
Income tab shows us 23 probes to 17, so a very nice lead for Top.
No, every Stalker is so important.
Walk up the ramp, and Photon Overcharge still active.
Maybe, Ben. I think this might actually be possible for HuK. It's 7 stocks against just 1 right now. Wipe technology was so late for top. I even wonder if he forgot to build it. How long until
the next Photon Overcharge?
No, he's not going to have another Photon Overcharge.
Man.
He's going to have to defend with units.
So if HuK goes now, this could be his moment.
It's going to be like 4 stalkers and probes against 7 stalkers.
You know, if nothing else, he's going to even up the worker count, already killing several probes. Great damage being dealt here by HuK. Top's going to chase him all the way down into the natural. But HuK has already killed 8 more probes, and he's going to continue
being wiped
fighting.
in now as well. HuK has to be careful when he wants to pick up this ramp again, which probably is... okay, he's going to wipe in 2 Zealots, so maybe all that he's going to lose are the Zealots. Maybe 1 Stalker. Top is going to drop a good force field. No.
Mothership Core taking a lot of damage, but will not fall. HuK's going to try to continue to micro well, but this has mostly been defended. At this point, Top is out of the woods. 8 workers killed by both players. Probe count 16 for Top, 20 for HuK, who is now once more in the lead. Whoa, that was... okay.
I love what HuK's doing here immediately, getting closer to that low ground so the other stocks can still participate in this battle. Certainly because Top just wiped in a lot of Zealots.
This is really nice control from HuK, and...
there's not enough energy for force.
Yeah, there's no more energy, and the advantage is definitely in favor of HuK. Oh, there's going to go once more. So HuK continuing to pile on the pressure. Still 18 probes to 22. HuK continuing to warp in more stalkers.
And he's going to keep his stalkers on the high ground as well. This is a crazy decision right now by HuK. It might be a brilliant one, but it might be a very risky one as well. We will see. The Oracle is going to go head back to the main base. I'm not sure if HuK left units behind while he has Photon Overcharge. So he'll be fine. This is going to be really crazy, man. I'm going to see a lot of force fields. I think Top is just going to wipe in Zealots only from this point.
Oh man, this is scary.
I'm not sure.
If we look at the units, it's 11 stalkers to 5 and 3, and HuK's going to give it up.
I think that's so smart by HuK, because now certainly after he wiped in all those sentries and zealots, like that's not an army that can march across the map. It was a very good army to trap those units from HuK right now, because obviously the stalkers are back in the corner. They are not that fantastic dealing with zealots and sentries.
Beautiful play from HuK. Absolutely phenomenal play from HuK. Twilight Council is down. I guess we're going to see him go into Blink. I guess a Dark Shrine wouldn't be a terrible idea either.
I kind of wonder why Top made this Twilight Council back then. Never really did anything with it. HuK's going to research Blink right now, and as you said as well, Ben, I think that's a pretty good decision. I would still love to see him drop the Robo eventually.
Yeah, he's going to need it, because Top has that Twilight Council.
He never saw it. He got very close to seeing that Twilight Council, but he never actually saw it. But you always know, like if you're playing PvP... oh, Void Ray right now, that's very weird. I don't really like that Void Ray, and I think HuK's going to be very pleased with Top building this Void Ray right now. Yeah, I think this is shaping up better and better for HuK. He had a worker lead for a very long time. He's still up 3 workers, and in my opinion right now he's going to work with superior units.
Certainly when Blink finishes up, these Stalkers are going to be incredibly difficult for Top to deal with. HuK right now taking his natural Nexus. We see him adding in the Robo, so he'll have that detection. Not that he needs it this time, but...
this is a very tricky army. Maybe I see it's going to be hard for HuK to keep the Nexus alive right now. When Blink isn't ready yet, but when Blink will be ready, he's going to be like, as soon as all these force fields are down, he can literally just blink away from the force fields. I think if HuK has Blink on the right moment, it's going to be really close. But I think he's going to find it. Oh my god, please don't lose this Mothership Core. The Void Ray is going to high-five it midair. He's going to have to recall immediately. Recall. He really needs to recall it.
He's not going to. It's going to go down. And this is
I think he's going to have to give up this Nexus.
No Photon Overcharge, and I think you're right. HuK's going to walk right up the ramp.
And now Top on the other side of the map.
Here's the other thing, though. If HuK makes a couple of sentries, he can now blink to the low ground and counterattack.
What do you mean?
Or I guess he can't really stop the Void Ray.
I think like this Nexus is down.
Yeah, this Nexus is dead.
Might be able to intercept this Void Ray if Top is going to miscontrol this. Like if all these units stream on one by one over here up to the high ground. Okay, that's a beautiful blink by HuK. Picks up that Void Ray immediately, and I think this is Top's moment to actually get away. Eventually HuK might be able to chase down this army. If they fight in a wide open area, this army from HuK is so superior. He's waiting for Blink to be off cooldown. I actually think this is going to be really good for HuK in the long run. He's going to have to micro really well, but we know he can do it.
Oh, there's the good blinks. Those 2 Stalkers that were trapped will go backwards immediately. Was that Top's pylon or HuK's?
Yeah, that was Top's pylon.
Okay, I thought it was HuK's for some reason.
It's going to be so hard for Top's going to have to drop. Top's going to have to drop a lot of force fields. HuK can always avoid them. Of course, HuK has to be careful, do not overextend. So far, he's doing a pretty good job. There goes another blink. Should be able to pick off 2-3 more zealots.
There are only 3 or 4 force fields left for Top. Whoa, that Stalker. Very eager Stalker. HuK's going to want to pick off the high energy sentry, and that's exactly what he's going to do. An Oracle makes his way into the main base. HuK with a very large army advantage, but he does not want to attack in a photon overcharge. His economy has just been ravaged, down to 13 probes. Oracle does get dealt with. HuK's going to blink up. Oh, man.
This is going to be 23 stocks. It should be good enough. They're not all here, but a lot of them are here. It's all going to come down to micro, but I think HuK will still be able to pull it off.
Oh, man, I don't really like the way he's doing this, and he's going to lose a couple stalkers for free.
It was really hard for HuK to pull it off. Perhaps he was afraid. Those Zealots, it takes so long for stalkers to kill the Zealots, and that Void Ray had a crazy amount of damage. He didn't want to fight the charged Void Ray, but he's going to have to do it perfect from this point on. He has a couple of Zealots in the mix as well. Photon Overcharge is almost over, but there is another Photon Overcharge.
Here we go.
14
Zealots.
workers against 21. This has been such a ridiculous series.
Second Photon Overcharge is casted. HuK's going to back off. God, it's so good at buying time. Whoa, Top's got blink now, and he's going to blink forward aggressively, and HuK now has to seriously rethink the way he wants this attack to take shape. 21 probes to 14. Neither player producing workers right now.
21 stalkers against 15. 2 Zealots, a Void Ray. I say you would kind of even things out, but then there is that Photon Overcharge, which makes it so hard. And even if HuK blinks up to the high ground, then he can take his Zealots with him. And above all, his blink will be on cooldown. He's still going to try, though.
Crazy blink up onto the high ground. He's going to kill two stalkers unanswered. A third's going to fall. Now the big blink fight's going to actually unfold. HuK's going to try to make it happen, flanking from behind with Zealots and stalkers. And I think HuK might have done it, Kevin. It looks like his numbers are oh, 2 stalkers are fighting the Nexus. They're not involved in the real fight. Now he's going to blink forward, and this is critical loss damage. Top now microing very well, but HuK might have just a little bit too much.
He still has a lot of full HP stalkers. Perfect blinks by HuK for quite a while. He's going to do another forward blink, pick up these 3 stalkers. I think HuK has done it. What seemed almost unbreakable. He broke it.
The Nexus is going to fall. The stalker advantage heavily in HuK's favor. It's 11-4. I do not think Top can hold. He does have a sentry to force field, but the HuK still has that observer, so he can just blink over.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to focus down these remaining stalkers off top, and HuK will win this PvP series, which has just been ludicrous. There's no other way to describe it, but HuK, what a fantastic attack that was. That final attack.
GG.
Really sick.
HuK